Hello and welcome to the first coronavirus pandemic update video of 2023. Today is January 3rd, 2023, and let's take a look at the latest numbers. We have not done one of these videos in a while, and we definitely need to do an update video here as things have really started to evolve. First off, take a look at the community transmission map. High levels of transmission is 70.7%, substantial is 15.43%, moderate is 8.19%, and low makes up 5.68%. Taking a look at the variant proportions, it has been variant soup for a very long time. However, that's starting to change. There's a new variant out there, or subvariant of Omicron, XBB.1.5, which originated in New York State. That variant is continuing to spread, and it is now up to 40.5% of all cases. If you look here on the chart, it's this purple one. Look how fast it has grown. It is going to wipe out the board and clear away all these old subvariants, 2.75.2, BF.11, BA.2, BA.4.6. Within the coming weeks will be completely gone and off the table. You may still see the BQs around for some time, but XBB.1.5 is behaving much like BA.1 did last year, and it's quickly taken over. Let's take a look at some data, shall we? New York State has 3,244 new cases today. The positivity today, yeah, not good. Double digits, 10.4%. New York State hospitalizations have not updated today. They haven't updated since last year, 12-30. The most recent update shows 3,960, but we can look at another view for New York State hospitalizations. We can look at the HHS view. So let's take a look at the total HHS hospitalizations. Then we'll look at a few states. 39,598 people currently hospitalized for coronavirus. 76.38% of all beds are in use. However, there's a major disclaimer here. Take a look at this small number here. Only 4,160 hospitals are reporting. There's actually 6,100 hospitals in this country. So, almost 2,000 are saying, hey, I'm not going to report. Now, some of this is because yesterday was considered a federal holiday because New Year's fell on Sunday. And some of it is some hospitals just don't report anymore. I'm expecting that we will see a massive increase, not only in the number of hospitals that report tomorrow, but a massive increase in the number of hospitalizations. It could be anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 increase in one day tomorrow. I'm serious when I say this. I'm expecting a big increase. We saw this happen the Wednesday after Christmas last week where there was a huge increase. But as you see now, it dropped again because this is the lowest number of hospitals I've seen reported since the start of the pandemic. So that's not good. All right, continuing on. Let's take a look at some data out of Texas here, shall we? The latest weekly numbers from Texas, and this does date back to last week. So last year, 17,735 cases. And let's take a look at the hospitalizations in Texas. 2,581 people hospitalized in Texas. Now going back to HHS real quickly, there's a couple states that we're going to look at. Let's take a look at New York State first. Here it is. New York State on HHS is at 4,094 hospitalizations. 79.08% of all beds are being used. 10.17% of them are being used for coronavirus. Let's take a look at my state of Pennsylvania and see what's going on here, shall we? So in my state of Pennsylvania, we have 2,106 hospitalizations. If you've been following my previous videos, we never got over 2,000. For the longest time, we were between 1,500 and just over 1,800. Well, we now hit the 2,100 threshold, and quite frankly, I don't think we're going to stop there. I think we could get as high as 3,000, maybe even higher here in Pennsylvania. I mean, ambulance calls are off the chart. I could show you CADS, and it's just full of calls. CAD stands for Computer Aided Dispatch, and it's just full of ambulance calls. It's just been insanity today. If you have seen any of my postings, I did a thread earlier. Montgomery County was over 20,000. It's the county outside of Philadelphia County. Was over, not 20,000, over 20 ambulance calls. Chester County was over 20 ambulance calls. Further west in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, was over 20 ambulance calls. I mean, this is just insanity. They're literally having to stack on calls. Before they can finish another one, they already have their next call lined up. That's not good. All right, let's take a look at one more state, shall we? Let's see what's going on in California, shall we? California is one I do like to look up on because, as you know, around the holidays, they're usually one of the worst states. California, 4,468 people in the hospital, 79.86% of beds being used, 8.56% of them are being used for coronavirus. All right, moving on to Walgreens. Walgreens dashboard yesterday did go over 40%. Today it's at 39.2%. Still a week over week difference of up 1.1%. Testing is slightly under from last week. That may end up being higher tomorrow. Let's take a look at a few states, shall we? Alaska, what's going on here? 43.3% positive. Kansas, 51% positive, with 259 people getting tested. More tests than last week, nowhere near enough. That's totally unacceptable. 51% positivity. Massachusetts, 43.8% positive. But mind you, there's a big testing decrease there. New York State, 36.7% positive. California, 47.6% positive. And that's with 2,440 people getting tested. Nowhere near enough. That's down from last week. Let's take a look at Florida. Florida, 38.4% positive. Montana, 21.1% positivity rate. Alrighty, there's a couple other things that I want to look at. Here's the wastewater signals. So we're taking a look here at the wastewater in the north. We're taking a look here in the wastewater in the south. Something very noticeable. Look here in the north. It is rapidly rising. It's the most it has risen since early last year. Here it is in the south. Yet again, rapidly rising, going straight up now. The most it has risen since early last year. Alright, something else I want to show you. So taking a look at this. This is a thread that was done on the likelihood of XBB 1.5 causing pink eye. So listen to this. Pink eye symptoms, this is from Tact Now Info. Pink eye symptoms will likely be a COVID infection for the next month or two. At least, there is a good chance it will be the XBB.1.5 variant. Searches for conjunctivitis and pink eye are on the rise as expected. Most people won't make the connection to COVID, but now you know. It's true. In rare cases, even prior to this variant, there has been pink eye with COVID. And now, as you see here, this person is expecting that there's going to be an increased number of cases of COVID where there's pink eye. So what do you want to do to help prevent that? Wearing a good pair of goggles. It may sound really silly, but it's going to help prevent you from getting pink eye with COVID. If you have exposure with someone and you have goggles on, you will likely not have any eye problems. Okay? And remember, folks, you want to continue masking. Real quickly before I end this video, let's just take a look at the latest flu numbers, shall we? As you can see here, there are still some areas with very high numbers, a lot of areas with high numbers, but not as many areas as there were before. The South has peaked. Northern New England, Maine's doing very bad. Nebraska, Colorado, New Mexico out west, one more out west. Idaho, very high. And so it's still a mess, but I think now we're switching back to coronavirus becoming the main picture. All right, that's all I have for today, folks. Happy New Year, everyone. And remember, please continue to mask up and hit the like and subscribe button down below. Share these videos as much as you can because we need people to get accurate information and we need people to be in the know of what's going on. The pandemic is not over. It's far from over. We're in a massive wave right now. All right, stay safe, everyone. See you again tomorrow for another pandemic update video.